Hi everyone, Dee's from Turtle Dove. Welcome to my channel. Hope everyone's having a good evening or day wherever you are. I've been playing around with resin again. I'm in the process of getting things together for a project. It's a wall hanging. I did find it on YouTube and I can't remember the channel name because I did watch it quite a while ago. So if I find it, as I make this and put this all together in future videos, yeah, I'll definitely link the video. But I have to make 3 roses with the resin, and I've already made one. Didn't turn out exactly how I would have liked, but in a way, resin is fun in that way because you never know what you're going to get. Unless you're really ultra experienced. I'm not experienced at all, so I'm still learning how things react. And I should have did this pour in one instead of 2 separate pours, but for the particular project it will be a lovely wall hanging. This will sit on a board like that, so you're not going to really see the side, but I think it still turned out nice. See, I did the first pour with clear and then added some gold bits and glitter, and then the second pour I added 3 different pinks, and it, yeah, just reacted differently than I thought it would because I'm inexperienced, but it's still really fun to play with. So I bought another box of resin. This is Anko brand from Kmart and it was $12. So I have 2 moulds which I got on Temu, and then this one is similar, but I think, yeah, the rose is slightly different. Very similar of course, but so I'll be using this mould today. And what I'm going to do, I won't be putting any glitter in there or anything. I'll make a black resin base because I'm going to put some mica powder on the outside of the mould. So let's work out what colours, because I want it mostly pinks and maybe yellows and oranges in there too. So that's the yellow. I'll use the yellow for the centre. Maybe a bit of yellow and white. I'm not sure if I use the white, will you see the black through it? The black resin. I'm not 100% sure. So, I'm not, yeah. It'd just stuff the whole thing up if I could see the black behind it, but I've got this pink. I can use all those without the yellow and then just have the yellow and orange for the 3rd rose. Maybe that might be an idea. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. So I'll use the orange and yellow for my 3rd rose, I think. And we'll just use these 3 pinks. These are all just from Temu. They're no brand. So we'll do that, and I need a brush, but I need to put my gloves on first. I'll just undo the lids to these so I don't have to It's hard to do with gloves that aren't very tight, so let's put these gloves on. Oh, I went for my morning walk. I'm trying to walk a bit longer every day. But I much prefer walking in the morning because I have more energy. I get tired as the day goes by. Okay, so let's get a brush. Now, I'm just wondering if I should do the centre. I might do the centre dark. I might use this one. I do hope it's going to work out. Guess I'll be using half of that resin. What sort of brush should I use? Can that... No, I shouldn't have done that. There's some glitter on that. I'm naughty and not cleaning my brushes properly. Let's see. That one will be good for the centre. Actually, no, I'll use that one. And then I'll get a bigger brush for... Yeah, that might work. Now I've just got to get rid of that glitter because I do not want that on... That was a bit silly of me. So let's do the dark centre. Now this mica powder can make a huge mess. I'm just going to paint that. Just bring it up all the petals in the centre. Now I'll go to the bigger brush and this is sort of a pinky, oh it says, oh no it doesn't have a name, it's just a number, but it's more of a pinky purple. It's more on the pink side, but it's a beautiful colour. And that powder's just going everywhere. It's very messy. Okay, it just flies everywhere. I'm just going to get some more of that first colour I used and just want some in between that second colour in some places. It's a bit hard to show you because I have to face it towards me. I've got to make sure that everything's covered because I do not want that black showing through. You can see the two colours. I'm just going to tap that over my bin. And of course now I've spread it all over, but that will add to the effect hopefully. Now, get another brush and use the lighter pink right on the top outer leaves. And I don't necessarily have to fill this mould right up to the top, so I'm not worried if it's a bit hard to tell how much you need. But yeah, I'm not going to be worried if it doesn't come right to the top. Hopefully you won't have too much left because yeah, I always tend to make a little heart with anything that's left, or just a letter. Okay, I think that is everything covered. There's quite a lot of powder in there, so I'll just shake that over the bin, just a bit of tap. There we go. Just have another check. Okay, so I'm ready to mix the resin now. Put the lid back on here. Otherwise, I'm going to definitely knock them down. Yeah, so the orange and yellow will be next. Maybe I'll try the white, see what this pink one comes out like. And I'm just going to wipe the top of that mould because there's powder everywhere. I'm going to mix 50 mils of the resin and 25 mils of the hardener, so I have a total of 75 mil. And I'll pour it in here and give it a stir for 4 minutes. So let's pour this. This is how quick you can use your resin up. And this isn't even a really big project either. So it probably cost me about $6 a rose. But it's not the cheapest. And this is a cheap resin too, it's not one of the good ones. Getting everything I can out of it. I'm just going to wipe over that. Okay, that's pretty good. Use that for next time, and I'll use a smaller one to measure the 25 mil of the hardener. Now where's the 25 mil mark? Okay. I have my pigment paste ready after I've stirred it for 4 minutes. I'll add a bit of that to turn the resin black. So, just pour this. And turn my timer on, and I'll stir this and get it all mixed up. For 4 minutes. This resin's quite good actually. You stir it and the bubbles appear, but they do disappear after it's been sitting for a while. I walked through a shopping mall yesterday, and there was a stand in the mall. Just a bloke selling resin pieces that he'd made, and I was shocked because well, I mean, they were nice pieces, don't get me wrong, but I'm such a critic to myself for my pieces. I always think they're not perfect, but his weren't as good. I mean, actually, no, I shouldn't say that. He had some big pieces. He made seascapes and mermaid scapes and things in bowls. So he used a lot of things that he'd immersed into the resin, but the resin itself looked murky and not crystal clear in a lot of the things. And the colours were dull, so yeah, I sort of, even though he had some nice pieces, they weren't all to the standard that I would like anyway. But having said that, the kids like it. He made a lot of little keychains and things like that. So yeah, I wasn't game to ask him what type of resin he uses, so... But he did have a table, and it had a pearlescent, it was a little wooden lamp table or something, and yeah, this part of the centre had resin through it, and it was all pearlescent white, and that was actually really nice. That would have taken a lot of resin. So yeah, he did have a few really nice pieces, but a lot of them actually looked so dusty and like they'd been sitting in a garage for a year, and then he took them out to sell them without cleaning them up. But no, he did have some good pieces as well. Okay, we're on the 3.5 minute mark now. I'm such a critic of people and myself. Okay, time to add the black paste. And in the past I used too much of this, and I'll show you the bottom of a couple of my fish that I'd made. They're still just tacky, and I think I used too much of that paste. That's all I can think of because the other fish turned out, so I'm just going to use the smallest amount. It's really thick and gluggy, so I'm going to use this little stick and just put some on the end. And that's probably going to be too much, but let's see. Yep, that'll do. So you just need the smallest amount, and that should bring those colours, the mica powder, make them really pop instead of being transparent. So just clean this stick up. I like to reuse things as much as I can. the lid on. Imagine if that got on my carpet. I really wish I didn't carpet this room when we built the house. There we go. It's a little bit transparent, but I think that's going to be dark enough for what I want. Okay, so let's pour this. So let me hold it up to the light. Yeah, that should be fine. I'm just worrying for nothing. I'll just zoom you in a little bit for the pour. Please work. Just want to make sure that the resin's going to go in all the creases. Should I do that? I don't want it taking off any of the powder. Oh, that was good judgment. Wow. That's about perfect. It made it right to the top, and I've only got a few drops left. Now, I think I can add a little bit more. I don't want it overflowing. Oh, that's great. Look, I've got no wastage, just maybe a few drops, but so I'm going to let that sit for a couple of days. This is a 24-hour curing time. There's a little bubble there. That's it. It doesn't matter so much the bubbles on the inside because you're not going to see them. You're just going to see that beautiful pink rose. So I will be back in a day and a half, probably, a day or two. I always leave it in a bit longer than necessary, just in case. Excuse me. So yeah, we will see you in the click of a finger. I'm back. It's been about 24 hours, a bit more, since I poured. So I had a little bit of a feel and hopefully it is cured. But I went ahead and did a third, which is this one actually. That's the orange and yellow. But let's open or unmould the one I did with you. I'm nervous. I do hope it turns out. I think it did. But there is some dark showing through. Let's have a look at it. I'm just loosening it up. Whoops, sorry about that. That sounded like a big whip or something. Okay, let's just try and unroll this. This is where you've got to be careful, because if the resin is still a little bit manoeuvrable, you can ruin your whole piece. I should actually get some release spray of some sort. Ooh, this has turned out more purple actually because of the black. Oh, that's beautiful. I don't know if it's going to go with this though. I might have to make a third to match these two now. It has come out purple because of the black background. And I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but you can tell the difference of the pinks from the centre, and then I put some mica powder on the tips in that same pink as well. And then this is the very pale pink, which is now a lilac. Okay, so this is what I've got to learn. How things react with different backgrounds and all sorts. But it's a beautiful rose. They are different. You look at the centre. This has got a little button in the centre where this one hasn't. So I do like it though. I'm just hoping I can use the same mould a few times before it decides not to want to work anymore. Okay, so this is the orange and yellow. Okay, wow. This has turned out totally different than I thought. So I'm going to have to make another couple. I'm going to have to wait for next week to buy some more resin, because I just can't keep buying resin when there's other things to buy. Wow, that's turned out gold and silver. Now I wonder if I used white as the base instead of black. I think it may have turned out the proper colour. So that's what I'm going to do next time. You can see, oh, I missed a little bit there, see? But the centre's turned out fine. Wow. Resin is amazing stuff, I tell you. But that looks nice together, so yeah, either I'll make another to suit this, maybe with blues, and use those three, or I have to make another two to match this, and I'll make them more transparent looking. So yeah, okay, so anyway, next, after I've made my roses, the next problem to solve is how do I cut tea cups in half so that I can hang it up on a wooden frame, because I think I've mentioned to you I want to cut it in half, put it on a wooden board, get some dowels for the stems of the roses, and then stick those on the board as well, so when it's hanging up you've got like this floral arrangement. Yeah, I did see that on YouTube. But anyway, that's really interesting. So maybe I'll make a little pendant or something with my UV resin and use the same mica powder but with white, just so I'm not wasting a lot of resin, and I can just make a small item to see how the colours would turn out. I think that's a better way to go. But yeah, that was the one bottle of resin, that's what it gave me. So let me know what you think. They definitely don't really match. These two definitely do. So anyway, thanks for watching everyone. Look after yourselves and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.